All right, my watch list for Tuesday. Let's start with WWE. I'll tell you what, we were watching this in the chat room today, and I was telling everybody this is like one of the best setups you can get. Let me take off extended hours. Okay, there, I've taken off extended hours. I was telling everybody in chat, this is like one of the best setups you can get. Here's the early high. These are 5-minute candles, and then this really tight little flag right below that, coupled with the daily chart, which I'll show you in just a second here. Huge gap down, and has really been basing and going sideways and consolidating and putting in, pretty nice support below. Then a couple days ago, spiked on earnings, right? But sold off. Then came right back on the next day, which was Friday. And so now you've got a high of what was this? 1340, and then today's earlier high. Let's go back to that again. Was 1339. You got an intraday cup and handle. So I said this would be like almost a perfect setup over 1340, except for the fact that there was just a couple minutes left in the session. So you can see what happened. I said it'll probably gap tomorrow, but I just can't get myself to hold something overnight, especially this one. But it's just a shame. If we'd have had like an hour left, I think we could have got a short squeeze out of that one. Anyway, it does go back on watch for Tuesday because you've got nothing but the gap above, and pretty big short position in that one as well. So let's see. Let's WWE GTAT goes on watch. All right. I don't look at this chart and see anything, but if you were hanging around after hours, you saw this thing run up to and slightly through 16. Let me put the extended hours back on now. So there's 5-minute candles showing you the after hours action. It ripped up through 16, and then that's what those blue lines are. I've just got the kind of the after hours range after the initial pop. So this just goes on watch tomorrow. Is it a short, is it a long? I don't know. We'll have to watch and see how it trades. I was considering shorting some at 16 and after hours, and I just couldn't get myself to do it because I don't really like trading after hours. Things aren't as liquid. But so GTAT goes on watch. We've got a well-established range in after hours, so it could give us some trades off of that. RKUS, this one's been super strong, and after earnings has come down 3 days into the 8-day moving average. So I'm looking for a bounce in that one with a proper intraday setup. That's RKUS. VRSN, very strong again. I think Berkshire Hathaway, Warren Buffett's company, I guess disclosed a 10% stake, a passive stake in this thing, and that really got it going today. If you've been watching our videos, I've been watching this one ever since earnings for a bounce. Well, what a nice bounce on Friday. There it is, off the 8-day moving average. Again, strong stocks, that's the place to look for an entry. And it didn't close near its highs, though. But that doesn't really bother me. That means it just goes on long watch for tomorrow. All right, KNDI. KNDI looks pretty good. It's really held support here. It's in a range right now. Let's go to like 30-minute candles here. And it's pretty clearly defined range, but it's holding support. And so to me, this thing was super strong before that. I guess it was a Seeking Alpha article or something. So we'll see who wins on that battle. But, up through 18 on some volume, this could get a quick move. It's had some pretty nice intraday moves lately. We've had some nice trades in the chat room off of KNDI. And you can see some just quick, big moves and nice volume at the close, by the way, too. So keep your eyes on this one if it gets up through 18 on any kind of volume. PTEN, I had this one on watch for today, and I just blew it. I said if it can hold that 34 area, it looks higher from there. And then it didn't do anything, and then I didn't even notice it till it was coming near the high of the day. But look at that very clean 5-minute buy setup as it came back and retested 34. I'd love to be able to tell you in this video that I called it right there on that pullback. I should have. It was crystal clear, and then it went, right? But anyway, the fact that you've got the hammer candle, you got buyers coming in below 34, now you've got this kind of hammer candle here. I think it could be up from here. So again, it just spent a little bit of time below 34. I'm looking for a long in that one. PTEN. LVLT. Okay, after gapping up, I'm assuming on earnings, I drew this line here at these, I guess, the most recent lows. Now, that's not a lot of support because it's just one little price point. But when you look at the fact that since the gap up, it's down 5 days in a row, the whole number 42 is an area of interest. And then, of course, this blue line here where it bounced from last time, is an area of interest. So that one goes on bounce watch. I try to put lines on my chart so I can see it happening in real time without having to, reassess the chart on the fly. TIBX has done pretty well holding 19, or I should say slightly below 19, 1880 something, and now it's down, coming down to that. So if we get to touching this recent support, I'm going to go long. And whenever I tell you guys this, that's barring, some kind of massive SPY sell-off, then I don't buy any of these. I don't put in orders to buy them and just, walk away. I usually buy them on the fly when I'm sure that the SPY's not tanking at the same time. CTRX, after gapping up a couple days down, it's bounced pretty darn nicely off of a 4260 area here and again here. And so if we get to that blue line, I'll be looking for an intraday long setup on CTRX. And Zion, Z-I-O-N, regional bank. Man, this thing's done super well. I mean, you talk about finding buyers. This thing finds buyers down in this area. It's not an exact number, but it's come down, I don't know, 7-8 days in a row. So if we can get to that line, I'm gonna be watching for a long there. So anywhere below 28, they seem to start stepping in. So watch that one if it gets below 28 for an intraday turn. And I have some other stuff in my notes that I don't love as much, but might be worth a look. CCL has done really well off of 36, so there's an area to watch on CCL. Sale, S-A-L-E, closed at 25.30. Sorry, I had to add back in after hours again. You see what it did after hours. It went all the way down below 20, all the way back up to 25.50, and then all the way back down again below 20 and is basing. I've got a line there. That's, there's definitely a seller at 20. So that's an area to watch for a possible short maybe tomorrow. But also, we'll see, this thing may be overdone. It's a newer issue. Looks like it's been around about a year, and with it being down below 20, it's at all-time lows. So we'll just have to watch that one trade, but that might give some trades tomorrow. Let's see, Hawaiian Airlines, HA. Also in my notes, again, this chart doesn't look great, but if it gets down slightly below 13, I'll be looking for a long. So I try to find stocks with pretty clear levels. Taser, TASR, might be due for a bounce after that gap up. Now you're down 3 days back right into support. So this is a good candidate, in my opinion. See this support right here? After that huge volume gap up, you're back down, a little doji candle today. So Taser goes on bounce watch. GPRO, this may be a stretch, but if this can get down to this low here, which was right around 36.10 to be exact, that is a great area to look for a bounce, because there's not much chart to go on GPRO, but and who knows if it ever gets there. But if it does, I'll be looking for a long trade there. And that's what I have in my notes so far. I don't know if I had to pick any favorites, it might be KNDI, with some market strength, and then some of those support plays with those lines I drew. Zion's real interesting below 28. Anyway, I'm not going to go back over all these. You can go back over the video, but also we'll find stuff as the day unfolds. Real quick, talking about support and resistance. CHK was in my video last night. Take today's candle out of it, and I'm not bringing this up to brag. I'm bringing this up to show that no matter, even if you have something on watch, doesn't mean you're going to get the trade. I really liked this because it was at the 200-day and previous support, and look what happened. Right off the bat, the opening 5-minute candle here, right down through that 26, that line I drew, and I had a bid at like 25.92, just slightly above Friday's, and look what happens. I mean, so I missed it there, but I was on the right track. And then also WFT. WFT, see the blue line? I talked about support on this one on the video last night. I'm not lying. I had a bid at 21.72. A little bit arbitrary. It went to 21.73 and then went all the way up. So sometimes the market's just like that. But, it just goes to show the power of having some decent support and resistance lines on your chart. Look at that. And now you've got a hammer candle. And that one may be up from here now. So anyway, I'm going to quit babbling, and we will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have a good night.